talking about Ifa of a thing. There's a shoe. So the different kind of deities there, down to Orishala. I was just blaming myself. How would I share God's glory with just an idol? Like, it doesn't make sense. He said, "You shall have no other God before me. How will you share God's glory with my idol? Because of worldly things you bow for devil. If you don't mind, just think about your heaven. So Emi go let's sing back into my orisha láyé yìí o. Emi go let's sing back into my borisha láyé yìí o. Cause everything of vanity, everything of vanity. Ayé mọ̀ tó everything of vanity, everything of vanity. Ayé àlọ́. You know the song, but you don't know the story behind it. So what really triggered the song? There was a time in my life when I had nothing in my hands, nothing to eat, no place to sleep. I was just doing different kind of odd jobs, all this pong work, follow bricklayer up and down, and wherever we get to, any site that we went to work, there are some houses around there that they will allow us to sleep in the house, where we put the materials we use then. As time goes on, it got to a time that there's no space for us again to stay, because of the people working with us. So, many people were coming in then, so there's no space again. And when it got to a time, the person I followed then left me on the side, as the boss. He would go to his house, and we will stay on site, as a laborer, you understand. So there's no place to stay, the new sites they were just constructing. So then I'll have to go to the house, under the staircase. That's where I used to sleep then. So, and the money we made from the work we used to do then, we spend it on food, we feed ourselves, nothing. So I and some of my colleagues then. So, and after then doing all those odd jobs, this and that, so it got to a time where we're looking for way out of life. We went to different kind of babalawo, all these herbalists. We went to them, they were like, okay, you have to do this, you have to do that, different kind of stuff. So, they teach so many things like herbs. So they told me then to use it to bathe. So I paid different kind of herbs that I used to bathe then. But after all, there was nothing coming out of it. When you listen to that song, from the beginning, you hear where I said, fetish, won't listen carefully, I say, never far away, make I tell you something, many disappointments when I think about it, cause I give myself to the world and found nothing again. So that was where the inspiration come from. So I was like, man, after all this, do this, beat this, do that, there was nothing coming out of it. After then, I left that place for good. Later, when I gave my life to Christ, I was at home that day. I was scrolling through my phone, so I came across my producer's status. So he posted a beat on the status, which is the idol beat. So then I came across the beat and I heard it. I felt so emotional. I put a call through and I'd be like, okay, AUX, what's up? I love these beats. How about it? Do you have anybody on it, or how is it? And he told me, first come, first serve. There's no one on it already yet, but some people are talking about it. So, but first come, first serve. If you have the money, you can pay. Then we take it from there. And I was like, okay, bro, you know what's up? I don't have much with me right now, but the last card I have, I showed him, and I'll be like, okay, I'll remove 3,000 out of this money, and I'll send you the balance. So when I come to record, I'll balance you. And he was like, okay, no problem, let's do it that way. So I sent him the money, and he sent me the beat. So when I even got the beat, I didn't know what to sing on it. To be honest, I did not know. So, but I used to play the beats. I used to repeat the beat because when I want to sing, when I want to do any track like that, especially when I get the beat before the song, before I pen down the lyrics. So I'll be like, okay, I'll repeat the beat time to time. So doing that, I found out that that day I just woke up and the thing just came to me. Meditation, listen carefully as I wrote that one down. So the thing just put my mind back to what I've been passing through, all these different kind of disappointments of the world. I was putting it down, putting it down, putting it down. So to the point that it got to a place where that Bible verse came in. Uh, um, you shall have no other God before me. How will you share God's glory with me? So I remember then that when we got to the Baba, to the herbalist. So it would say after doing everything like consulting the oracle and all everything like that, it would say we should bow down. So every one of us would bow down. I was like, but in my mind then, because I'm a Christian, I came from a Christian background, so we had it in mind then that you shall not make any graven image before me. So but in my mind I was like, man, I'm doing what I shouldn't be doing. So my mind was not settling. I wasn't giving in for all those things, but what I was looking for, just to make everything okay. Maybe if this Baba could give me the soap to bathe, if this thing is gonna work, because it was like, okay, that we should, in Yoruba it says Jeka Bofa, because it was talking about Ifa of a thing. There's a shoe. So the different kind of deities there, down to Orishala. So he said it's Orishala that we should bow for. It's that. So it was not telling us that then that Orishala represents God. So that was the mentality then. He told me to bow, so I bowed. After then, for things to be getting better, it was getting worse. So I remembered all those things. So the Holy Spirit led me back to those life. Then I was like, okay, we shall never bow to devil. So that's where the line came in. You shall have no other God before me. So I was talking to myself, like, I was just blaming myself. I was talking to myself like, how would I share God's glory with just an idol? Like, it doesn't make sense. So I was just asking that God should just forgive me, this and that. So even after I've given my life to Christ. So then I put that down, then went to the second verse. Then okay, he said, devil has me took over my attention, because he has seen the glory bestowed in me by God. Because I was like, okay, man, all these things that has happened is because he has seen everything in me, and he just wanted to derail me. He wanted me to go astray, this and that. So those are the things that I remember, and I'd be like, okay, man, let me just put this down. So fortunately, I was even doing that song. I never thought I would, put the song out there for people to listen to, because the way my music life was going then, I was just, I came from a music background, like, so many, we have so many musicians in the house. But the thing was that, from my past experience, I've worked with so many artists, and there's nothing coming in. So I just like, man, I'm not going to do this thing again. I just want to focus on another work entirely. So I'm not going to sing again. But the thing will not allow me to rest. And inspiration will just be coming, songs will just be dropping, this and that. So, I was like, okay, man, for me to keep silent, let me just start doing this thing together, putting them together, this and that. So when I record any song, I will just put it online, like put it on Spotify and Apple Music, just for my own enjoyment. I'm just going to be listening to the song myself, no promotion, nothing. So, but I came to realize that day I was in church, I was editing a movie that I shot. So then my pastor was there with me. Shout out to my pastor, Pastor Shegun Afolabi. that man really did a lot in my life. He gave me the platform to showcase my talent. It made me realize that, man, there's something in me that people out there really need. So people like me, so many people that have the same, almost same stories with me. So that day I was like, sir, and I have this song that I just sang. I don't know if you can listen to it. And he said, okay, no problem. So I gave him the headset. He plugged it in and he listened to the song. First time, the second time, I was like vibing to the song, like, you are good. This song sounds really nice. So what next? And I was like, sir, I just did this song for my enjoyment. It was like, no, you have to do something on this song. So when he told me that, I was like, man, I had to do something on this song, truly. So I put the song out there. I uploaded it on Apple Music, Spotify, and other platforms like that. Fortunately, my youth president called me. Amara, shout out to you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all you've done. I really appreciate you. And to my pastor and to everyone that has been supporting me right from day one. I thank you all, guys. So, and she said, this song you are talking about on your status, I'm sure it's a spiritual song, it's a gospel song or so. So would you like to come on our Youth Sunday so that you just perform? I was like, wow, first time in history that they will give me that kind of platform to showcase my talent. And I was like, okay, no problem, ma'am, I'll do that. You know, I was feeling so anxious. So that day, they gave me the platform, and to God be the glory, I did the song, I performed the song, and everyone was amazed. You know, and you know, that day, the movie I shot, we played it. So everything was just blast that day. After everything, where I sat, there was a man then, Mr. Emmanuel, may he so rest in perfect peace. So he came to me and he just brought out his hand from his pocket and said, take this. You really did well. I love your spirit. I love what you're doing. Keep doing it. Wow. I felt so emotional that day. I felt so emotional. After then, I got the spirit, the fuel to keep on going. So then, after that, I paid my tax out of the money, you know. I was amazed. First time in history to get money on my music. You know, I've been singing different kind of music. I've been singing worldly songs far back as 20 what? As far back as 2011, yeah. 2010, 2011. I've been singing secular music, secular song, worldly songs like that. But nobody has ever called me to say, okay, come on, let's put you on this platform, or giving me anything for the song I sang, something like that. So that really got me going. After then, I got so many calls. There's one of my brother, Femi Sanusi. Shout out to you, Femi, wherever you are. I love you, guy. I love you. Honestly, you really tried for me. He said, guy, is this song on radio station? Guy, you have to do something on it. I have a guy that's on a radio station, a Splash FM to be precise. So, and he said, I'm going to connect with him, and we played that song on the radio station. So he paid for the promotion. The guy started banging the song. I was amazed, and I was like, so if the world couldn't give me what I wanted, and I got it in Jesus, then why should I stop? Why should I stop doing all these things for God? Then I decided, man, I'm going to do this thing for God. I'm going to sing for God. My song is going to be an inspirational song. You will listen to my song and see something to pick out. So that's how I started. That's how the story of Idol went. So that's little I can say about Idol. So you know, you've listened to it, and if you've not listened to Idol, go to any of the music platform. search BlackAfrica, no space, BlackAfrica, no space. Write it together, BlackAfrica, search for it. Or just search Idol by BlackAfrica or BlackAfrica Idol. Just search for it. It's on TikTok, it's on Facebook, on every music platform. Listen to it. You will get the chicks from there. So that's that about that. Thank you guys for listening. I really trust that you enjoy this, and I know that God is going to meet you at your point of need. So my advice for everyone out there who has not given his life to Christ, who has been doing things on their own, see, this is the time for you to make it up with your maker, to come back home. There's nothing out there, to be honest. You might be feeling that you are enjoying now, but truth be told, time is coming that you will realize that there's nothing in all these things. Because then I felt so empty, to be honest. I felt so empty that it was like the world is going to end. Where am I going to start from? What am I going to do? But the moment I gave my life to Christ, everything changed. And since then, till this present moment, God has been wonderful. God has been faithful, doing his wonders in my life. I'm far better than where I was. Far better. And I know that as time goes on, everything is going to work out. Because think of it, the Lord created everything on earth, both heaven and earth, light and everything, for 6 days, and rested on the 7th day. And he said, a day is like 1,000 years in his own eye. So imagine, if a day in God's eyes is 1,000 years, it means he created everything in 6,000 years. And the remaining 1,000 years, he used that to rest. So what does that mean? Everything, Rome is not built in a day. Everything is step by step. So the moment you are trying, keep praying, keep trying your best. Don't give up. Everything is going to work out. Don't go to any herbalist to do this for you, maybe to give you one soap to bathe, or different kind of things like that. Please, I beg you, don't do it. You can see all these things in Jesus. And I can assure you that Jesus Christ is not going to let you down. So far, you've given your life to him, surrendered everything to him. He will never leave you. I'm a living testimony. And that's why I can boldly come out to tell you this. Don't give up on God. Focus on him, give your life to Christ. He will take care of everything. Peace out.
He said, give me your heart and I will give you all the world. Power for me and I will take you around the world. I say, but heaven is where I am keeping my treasure. Cause in my father's house there's so many mansions.